Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. This morning, I have some updates for you from Carnival Cruise Lines and some updates for you for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines after the tragic event in Baltimore. Early Tuesday morning, shortly after 1 a.m., container ship was departing the port, was losing power, lost power multiple times, struck one of the support columns of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, caused the entire bridge to collapse across the bay. The news reported at least 7 vehicles were on the bridge at the time of collapse. Fire department and Coast Guard are out there doing search and rescue operations. At least 2 people have been recovered. And of course, our thoughts and our prayers go out to the friends and family of those affected in Baltimore. Now, because of this tragic situation, obviously there is no way that cruise ships are able to currently get into the port of Baltimore. They're going to have to find some type of alternatives, and this is affecting 2 cruise ships. Carnival Cruise Lines has the Carnival Legend currently sailing out of Baltimore, and Royal Caribbean has Vision of the Seas. Now, Carnival Cruise Lines has announced that Liberty of the Seas is going to temporarily move Homeports down to Norfolk, Virginia. Passengers are going to disembark there in Norfolk, and then they're going to have complimentary buses to take them back to Baltimore. And then the follow-on sailing of the Carnival Legend will embark and disembark there in Norfolk, Virginia. Now, for Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Sea, she was due in on April the 4th, and Royal Caribbean's port logistics team says they are currently looking for alternatives for Vision of the Seas and will let us know as soon as possible what the plans are for her. Now, Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador John Heald posted on his page that for the Carnival Legend, they are only confirming the March 31st cruise. They said they will let passengers know about cruises beyond that as they move forward. I suspect that there will be multiple sailings out of Norfolk, Virginia. Carnival just has not confirmed that information yet. The situation in Baltimore is going to continue to evolve. More information is going to come out. At this time, there is no actual timeline for how soon the port will be open again. The president did come out last night and say that he plans to move heaven and earth to reopen that port and to rebuild that bridge as fast as humanly possible. So Carnival Legend moving to Norfolk, Virginia, and Royal Caribbean's Vision of the Seas, we're still waiting to hear exactly where she is going to go. Now, a little bit ago, we did a story about 3 cruise passengers sailing on the Norwegian Sky. Ship docked in Tortola. They got off the ship, but failed to return the ship when it was time to leave. The ship ended up leaving without them, and it was a bit of a mystery. There was a question. Did something happen to them? Did they purposely not return back to the ship? Well, they still haven't found these 3 individuals. The British Virgin Islands authorities are still looking for them, still looking for information on them. Now, one piece of information I didn't have at the time was that ship security on the Norwegian Sky, when they didn't return to the ship, they went in their cruise cabin and there was not a single personal item left inside the cabin. Now, this was a 14-day cruise, so they would have had something with them in the cabin, right? But when security went in there was nothing in the cabin whatsoever. So it looks like they purposely did not return to the ship. So this looks like a case that they jumped ship. Authorities are still looking for them. So it's still a mystery, but just another piece of the mystery that they took all of their personal belongings with them. So that kind of indicates that this was done on purpose, and it's not a case of they got off in port and something negative or bad happened to them that stopped them from returning back to the ship. Carnival Cruise Lines has ordered another cruise ship. Now, it seems like they just ordered the 4th XL class cruise ship, expected to arrive in 2027. Well, now they have ordered a 5th XL cruise ship, expected delivery in 2028. So Carnival's XL class, which includes the Carnival Mardi Gras, the Carnival Celebration, the Carnival Jubilee, the unnamed 4th, and now an unnamed 5th XL class cruise ship. So their XL class fleet continues to grow, and it looks like Carnival's going to continue with the build it bigger trend. And finally, we're going to talk about the Carnival Sunrise. Heading back to Miami this weekend, had a little bit of a flooding issue on the ship, had a little bit of water on multiple decks. There are tons of videos out there where it shows an inch or 2 of water in the hallways. You can see debris floating around the hallways, water in people's cabins, people sitting in the theater, sitting up in the atrium wearing their life jackets. And I know water in a cruise ship can be a scary situation for some, but some of them out there do kind of make me laugh as an experienced cruiser. I saw one where somebody was running down the hallway, knocking on cabin doors, wearing a life jacket, hollering that they were taking on water. And again, for first-time cruisers and those that don't know that this kind of stuff can happen sometimes, yep, I completely get where that's a scary situation. But what we don't know is exactly what happened on the ship. Carnival has not said anything. They haven't said it was due to bad weather. They haven't said that it was due to a busted water pipe. Both of those are possibilities. Busted water pipe for multiple decks is probably a likely cause, but Carnival themselves have not said, hey, this is what happened on the ship. This is what caused that issue. You kind of think that they would want to. The majority of these videos do not paint Carnival in a positive light. They don't paint the situation in a positive light. And a large amount of them say they'd never heard anything, no announcements from the ship or the crew. They said the captain came on 4 hours after the issue started and said, everything's good, we're fully operational. But according to these videos, no explanation as to what caused the water. If all of that is true, because of course I wasn't on that cruise, but if all of that was true, look, Carnival Cruise Lines, you gotta do a little bit better in some of these situations of communicating with your passengers on board the ship. If there's an inch or two of water in the hallway, you need to tell them why. Believe me, it will make the situation a lot better, at least a lot better than just videos posted all over the internet of obvious water in the ship with no explanation as to how did it get there.